Guys, next we're going to talk about the bench press. I think the bench press is very important when we're talking about the AC joint and the stress on the AC joint, okay? So first we're going to have Kiefer right here line up and start his bench press, and we're going to talk about the variables that are important. Alrighty, perfect, Kiefer. So let's take the bar off and just come all the way down to your chest. So a couple things I'm thinking about. For one, you see how far the elbows are going down towards the floor, right? And the other angle that we're concerned with is how far the elbow is up in relation to where the shoulder joint is. So the deeper you go into a bench press, and also the wider the elbows are going to be, the more stress on the AC joint. Do you mind going a little bit wider with those elbows, Kiefer? There you go. Now, there you go, you see that. That's more stress on the AC joint. The other piece, and then Kiefer did this automatically, but if you go more narrow with your grip, that's going to automatically bring the elbows a little bit closer, right, to your sides, whereas if you go wider, it's going to do the opposite. Do you mind going a little bit of a more narrow grip there, Kiefer? Good. Perfect. And you see that? So we have the elbows a little closer to the side, which is going to be a little less traction force on the AC joint, okay? So go ahead and set that back into the rack. Next thing we're going to talk about is more of a powerlifting style setup. In a powerlifting style setup, we're bringing the chest up a little bit more so. And what that does is it limits how deep the bar goes. Kiefer, you mind setting up in more of a powerlifting style? Good. See how high Kiefer's trying to get his chest? Because of that, the bar can't descend quite as far. And because of that, we can't get the elbows back and down as far as we would normally. And this can be a good thing because it's going to be protective on the AC joint, okay? Go ahead and press that back up again. So put it back in the rack there, Kiefer. Thank you, sir. So this brings into some ideas. Like if you have someone who has an irritable AC joint, there's a few variables we can do. For one, we can take their grip in a little bit tighter. The other thing is we can bring their chest up a little bit more so, and we can limit the range of motion they have. And this could be through a board press or a floor press on the ground. I also like to use chains because what chains are going to do, they're going to unload the bottom half of a press and load up the top where the AC joint is not quite as irritated. Right? The other thing where I think bench press comes into play is a bit with subacromial impingement syndrome. If you have someone who has a little bit wider elbow position, that's going to put me more in this painful arc, and it may end up giving people some more irritation. So if people do have pain that's not necessarily AC joint related, I would also mess around with the joint angle a bit and see if you can find a position that feels a bit better. So does that make sense, Kiefer?